So the option contract is like an insurance. You buy insurance to protect yourself. Say for example, today you have an insurance, car insurance. The deductible is $250. And you scratch your car. Then you send your car to the body shop. And the body shop says that it will cost you $300 to fix that car. Are you going to file your insurance claim? The answer is maybe not. I save $50, but my insurance premium may increase in the future. So you have the right not to file a claim. So the same thing here. The seller is obligated to buy or sell the financial instruments if the buyer of the option exercise the right to buy or sell. That is, if you want to file a claim, then the insurance company, the seller of the insurance, the seller of the option contract, has to accept your claim. They have the obligation to exercise the option if you want to exercise it. However, you don't have to file your claim. That is, you don't have to exercise the option. What you can do is just tear up the contract, throw it away, nothing will happen. That is, you will not file your insurance claim, and your insurance company will not know that your car has a problem. So remember, the seller of the option is obligated to fulfill the contract if the buyer of the option decides to exercise the contract. The buyer of the option does not have to exercise the option. They can just throw the option away. Now, remember, we said that to take a long position, you can use a future contract or a call option. To take a short position, you can use a future contract or a put option. So which one should you use? That is, now we want to compare. The two strategies. Future option. Which one will give you a better deal? So we want to calculate the profits and losses of option contract and future contract. Say for example, now we want to take a long position. So the first choice is to buy a future contract. The second choice is buy a call option. So we want to compare the profits of these two choices to see which one is better. So, for example, now let's use this example. The underlying financial instrument is a treasury bond. It's a 100,000 face value treasury bond. Remember, this $100,000 is the face value of the bond. It has nothing to do with the future contract or option contract. It is the face value of the underlying bond. That is, if you use a future contract, then you promise to buy this $100,000 face value treasury bond at a specific price, which is not necessarily equal to 100,000. Okay, this is the number on the bond, not on the future contract. At what price? The contract says the exercise price is 115. This is just a terminology in the option market. 115 means $115,000. That is, if you buy a future contract, you promise to buy this face value $100,000 bond for $115,000 in the future. How about using an option contract? Remember, option contract is a right. To buy the right, you have to pay the price. So this premium $2,000 is the price of option. That is, you have to pay $2,000 to buy this option contract. You don't have to pay this premium for the future contract. Remember, when you are doing the future contract, all you have to do is to put the margin account, put some money into the margin account. Remember, the transaction cost is minimal, so we ignore the transaction cost here. Therefore, to buy an option contract, you will have to pay the price of the option contract, which is called the premium. So the premium is $2,000. Alright, now what we want to do here is I want to draw the profit line. For these two strategies. The variable on the x-axis is the price of future contracts. At expiration. That is, on the expiration date, what is the price of the future contract? And actually, the price of future contract at expiration day must be equal to the price of the underlying assets. That is, the price of the future contract at expiration should be equal to the market price of that treasury bond. Why? Say, for example, if the price of the future contract is $100,000 and the market price of that bond is $99,000, what should you do on that day? The answer is, you buy this treasury bond in the market for $99,000 and then sell a future contract. If the future contract price is $100,000, somebody is going to pay you $100,000 to buy this bond. You earn $1,000 right away. And you know that, everybody knows that. Therefore, everybody is going to buy the Treasury bond in the market. So the price of Treasury bond in the market will increase until what? Until the Treasury bond price is $100,000. Then there is no arbitrage opportunity in the future contract. Therefore, the price of the future contract on the expiration day must be equal to the market price of the underlying assets. Otherwise, you can earn some profit in the future market. Now, here comes the details. If you buy a future contract and promise to buy this bond for $115,000 on the expiration date, and on the expiration date, the price of the future contract, say, is $115,000. Then what is your profit? The answer is you promise to buy this bond for $115,000, and the market price on this bond is $115,000. Remember, I told you that in this chapter, always assume something that will make your life easier. What is that? That is, always assume that you are a speculator. So you promise to buy this bond, but because you are a speculator, you don't want the bond. Therefore, if you buy the bond, you're going to sell it in the market right away because you don't need the bond. You are just a speculator. Then, you fulfill the promise because you buy a future contract. You are going to pay $115,000 to buy the bond. And after you buy the bond, you sell it in the market right away. For how much? For the market price, $115,000. Therefore, you earn $0. Now, what if the market price of the bond is $120,000? Then what is your profit? The answer is you buy this bond for $115,000 on the expiration date, and you don't need the bond, so you sell it right away in the market. For how much? Market price, $120,000. So you buy it for $115,000, sell it for $120,000. What is your profit? The answer is $5,000. Now, what if the market price of this bond on the expiration day on that day is $110,000? Then again, because you own a future contract, you promise to buy this bond for $115,000, so you have to buy this bond for $115,000. And you don't want the bond, therefore you sell it in the market for how much? For the market price, which is $110,000. You buy it for $115,000 and sell it for $110,000. What is your profit? The answer is -$5,000. Therefore, if you use a future contract to take a long position, your profit line look like this. When the market price of the bond goes up, you earn more money from this future contract. If the market price of this bond goes down on the expiration date, then you are going to lose money from this bond, from this future contract. Alright, now compare that to using a option contract. Then what if the market price on the bond on that day is 115? What is your profit if you bought a call option? The answer is you have two choices. Number one, exercise the option. Number two, not exercise the option. If you don't exercise your option, what is your profit? That is, you just throw away your option contract. The answer is your profit is always negative $2,000. Why? Because you pay $2,000 to buy this contract. Now you just throw away this contract. You don't do anything about it, so your profit, your loss is $2,000. That is, your profit is negative $2,000. The other choice is you exercise the option. If you exercise the option, again, you have already paid $2,000. Now, if you exercise the option, you buy this bond for $115,000 on the expiration date. And again, you are a speculator. So, you don't want the bond. You sell the bond in the market for how much? Market price, 115. Therefore, in the market, you gain $0. So if you exercise the option, you lose $2,000. If you don't exercise the option, you lose $2,000. So which option, which one are you going to pick? It doesn't matter. The result is you lose $2,000. Now what if the market price is 120 on the expiration day? Again, you have two choices. If you don't exercise it, you lose $2,000. If you exercise it, because you have already paid $2,000, and then you buy that bond for $115,000 and sell it right away in the market for $120,000. Therefore, you gain $5,000 in the market. But you have already paid $2,000 premium. So what is your profit? If you exercise it, your profit is $3,000. If you don't exercise it, your profit is negative $2,000. Are you going to exercise it? The answer is yes. Therefore, you exercise it. Your profit is $3,000. Now, what if the market price on the expiration day is 110? Again, you have two choices. If you don't exercise it, you lose $2,000. What if you exercise it? If you exercise it, you lose $2,000 already because you pay for the premium. And then in the market, you buy it for $115 and sell it to the market at $110, you lose $5,000 more. Therefore, if you exercise, you lose $7,000. If you don't exercise, you lose $2,000. Are you going to exercise this option? The answer is no. Therefore, what is your profit when the market price is 110? The answer is still $2,000. Therefore, the profit line of buying a call option looks like this. Now, let me put these two graphs together in a clean copy. So, this is to take a long position. If you buy the future contracts, then your profit line look like this. When the market price is 115, you don't earn anything. When the market price on the expiration date is higher than 115, you earn something. When the market price on the expiration date is lower than 115, you lose. The lower the market price, the more the loss. However, if you use an option, then your profit line looks like this. That is, if the market price is higher than 115, then the higher the market price, the higher the profits. However, if market goes the other way against you, the market price of the bond is lower than 115, at most you will lose $2,000. What is this $2,000? The answer is the premium, the price of the option. The price of the option is your maximum loss because you can always throw the contract away. Don't do anything about it. You just lose $2,000. Therefore, the maximum loss for an option contract is the option premium. Now, what if you take a short position? Let's use exactly the same example. The underlying assets of the contract is $100,000 face value treasury bonds. The exercise price, the strike price is 115. That is $115,000. The price of the option is $2,000. Now first, if you sell a future, so the first strategy is to sell a future contract. Then you promised to sell this bond for $115,000. If the market price of the bond on the expiration date is 115, remember, you are a speculator. Therefore, you don't want the bond. You promised to sell a bond, and you don't have the bond. You are a speculator. You promise to sell the bond in the future, but actually you don't have the bond. So on the expiration dates, what should you do to fulfill the contract? The answer is you go to the market to buy the bond and then deliver it to fulfill the contract. So when you go to the market price is $115,000, and then you promise to sell it for $115,000, so your profit is 0. Now what if the market price of the bond is 120? Again, you have to fulfill the contracts. You have to sell the bond for $115,000, but you don't have the bond. So you go to the market to buy the bond. How much do you pay to buy the bond? The market price, 120. So you buy the bond for 120 and then deliver the bond, sell it for 115. Therefore, your profit is negative 5,000. if the market price of the bond is 110, again, you go to the market to buy the bond for 110 and then fulfill the contract to sell the bond for 115. Buy it for 110, sell it for 115. Your profit is $5,000. So this is your profit line if you use a future contract to take a short position. Now, what if you use an option contract? What kind of option contract? You promise to sell something in the future. You promise to put up something for sale. Therefore, you use a put option. Do you buy or sell a put option? The answer is you buy a put option to hedge the risk. You buy the option to hedge the risk. Buy a put option or buy a call option. Now compare to this. You want to take a short position. Therefore, you buy a put option. That's your second choice. Again, you will have to pay the price of option, $2,000. You don't have to do that here, but using an option, you have to pay to buy the rights. Again, you have two choices. Number one, exercise it. Number two, not exercise it. And you want to pick one of them. You want to pick one of them to be your profits. Okay? Now, if market price is 115, if you don't exercise it, you always lose $2,000. If you exercise it, well, the sunk cost is $2,000. And then, in the market, what happened? The answer is, if you exercise it, but you don't have the bond, you go to the market to buy the bond for 115, sell it for 115, you earn nothing. Therefore,